Okay. Okay, so this is our first topic. We are going to have 10 minutes only for today's introduction. Okay, introductory lecture. So topic one for week one, okay, it is about coercion. Okay, from the word coerce. Okay, so this is the introduction. Okay, why do we bother with the topic? Okay, basically when we talk about a valid contract, okay, most of the time, I mean, all the cases usually, the law will require both parties, contracting parties, offer or offeree, they have to enter into the contracts with full and free consent. Okay, that one is on the top of all the ingredients that you have been discussing in your part one of contract one. Okay, you have discussed offer, acceptance, intention, consideration. On top of that, okay, both of them, okay, they need to enter into the contract with full and free consent. Okay, what if they don't give their, what if their consent is not free or is not full? Okay, I mean, somebody asked them to enter rather than their own free will. What happened? So let's say if there is any elements of coercion, okay, it will vitiate the contract. So coercion is one of the vitiating factors. Okay, and what's the effect? It will affect consent and it will affect the validity of the contract. Despite all the elements are present, okay, despite there are offer, acceptance, intention, and consideration, but because there exists elements of coercion when the party entered into the contract, then the contract might become invalid. Okay. Okay, what's the meaning of the word vitiate? Okay, maybe this is the term which we don't use daily. Okay, we don't normally use. So vitiate here, vitiating. Okay, vitiate means to weaken or to make invalidate or to invalidate or to make ineffective. So in a way, if the factor is present, if the factor can be proved, then the contract might be invalidated. Okay, the contract might have no legal effect, cannot be enforceable. It is possible. Okay, now we want to know what's the meaning of the word coercion. Okay, coercion, it comes from the word coercion is noun. Okay, so it comes from the verb, okay, which the verb coerce. Okay, coerce. Okay, what's the meaning of coerce here? Coerce means to persuade. Okay, to persuade, persuasion. Persuade whom? Persuade unwilling person. If the person is willing, then that's the end of the story. So to persuade unwilling person to do what? To do something by using force or threats. Or another way of defining it, to compel, okay, that person to do an act. So these are all the related words or more or less synonymous words. Okay, we have the word force, we have the word threats, we have the word compel or compulsion. Okay, all are related to coerce or coercion. Okay, that's the literal meaning, okay, of the word. But when we talk about law of contract, usually the approach is that we are going to have a technical definition. We are also having statutory definition. So we are going to jump. I mean, I'm going to show to you section 15 after this. Okay. So first, technical definition. Basically, when we talk about coercion here, it refers to the use of physical or the use of moral force, or sometimes both are present. Okay, but at least one must be there. But most of the time, it is physical in nature. Okay, so the use of physical or moral force in an attempt to interfere, okay, with the exercise of free choice or free consent. And for statutory definition, okay, as far as contract law 2 is concerned, okay, we're going to start our discussion with section 10, okay, subsection 1, and then section 14, clause A, and then section 15. Okay, so I'm showing another in the screen. Okay, coercion. Okay, so in your part 1 of the contract, okay, you focus on part, okay, here, okay, section, all the section, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 9. But for part 2 of contract law, okay, we are going to start with part 3 of Contracts Act 1950. All right, we are going to start with section 10, subsection 1. Okay, if you read through here, okay, usually if it is face-to-face class, I will ask students to read and then find the keyword, all right? But for the purpose of today's discussion, let me just read through. Okay, all agreements are contract if they are made by the free consent. So that's the keyword, free consent, okay, of parties competent to a contract. So that's the keyword, free consent. And then section 14, okay, 14 here, we have A, B, C, D, E, all our topics lah after this. But for today, we focus on 14A. Okay, it talk about coercion. Okay, consent is said to be free when it is not caused by coercion, okay, as defined in section 15. So the main discussion for this topic is section 15. Okay, you have the main provision, you have the explanation, and you have the illustration. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3 illustration here, but it's not numbered. Yeah, right. But it is first paragraph, second, and third paragraph. I'm not sure how many minutes left. All right, coercion. You can have, you can read on your own, but for the purpose of today's lecture, I'm reading it out to you. Coercion is the committing or, okay, threatening to commit any act forbidden by penal code. Or, so you can use, you can see the word or, okay, so in alternative, or the unlawful detaining or threatening to detain of what? Okay, any property to the prejudice. What's the effect? To the prejudice of any person, whatever. Okay, what's the intention? With the intention of causing any person to enter into an agreement. So that's the concept of coercion here. Okay, this is the statutory definition. Okay, we go back to our slide. Okay, here. We were here. Okay, so we read together just now, section 10. Okay, basically it talk about what agreements are contract. Okay, section 10 mentioned about free consent. Section 14 as well. Okay, coercion cannot be present. Okay, otherwise it will negate elements of free consent. And section 15 is the main section. Okay, so section 15 actually, if we look closer, okay, it deals with the scope of coercion. In what way coercion can be committed. Okay, and then what's the effect? So other than the scope, okay, this is the effect lah. Okay, if we look closer, it defines how coercion can take place. Okay, and then another closer look is that, okay, it limits, okay, the act, the wrong or threatened wrong, okay, threatened coercion to crimes under penal code. It mentions penal code, so it's like qualification, limitation. Okay, and then by having said that, it does not include tortious wrong. Okay, if it is something tortious, thoughts in nature or civil wrong, then it will not be caught by section 15. It only, okay, we only cross refer to penal code. Okay, you can see or not? All right, if we look back to the scope again, here scope, right? So this is how it is being committed. Okay, committing or threatening. The actual commission, actual act, or even threaten to commit, okay, any act. What act here? The act must be forbidden by the penal code. So you can see it's not all acts here. Okay, so it's quite limited in that way. Coercion. Not all act will amount to coercion. Or another way is that the unlawful detaining or threatening to detain. First is about committing the act, and another way of the way coercion is committed is unlawful detaining or even threatening to detain. Yet to detain, but just threaten to detain. Okay, we have less than 1 minute. Okay, reminder. So once it is, I think we can stop now. All right, I think. Stop share and stop record. We are going to continue next lecture. No worries. Okay, stop share.